Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Jacquelene Closemore. You're on Jacquelene Closemore on A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. It's definitely Mercury retrograde and I'm back on air. Yay! I've just literally before this had to rejig everything that I was going to do. So it's called flying by pants, by the seat of the pants. So today I'm just going to talk about Mercury retrograde in Scorpio because, oh, ain't it fun out there. So Mercury retrograde in Scorpio is kind of huge, as if this year hasn't been huge. If you notice that 2010 has already taken 10 years to get through, so we're finally in October. I think it should take another 3 years to get to Christmas. So Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. Well, have you ever tried saying no to a Scorpio? Hi to all you evolved Scorpios that do accept the word no. The rest of you listening that might be Scorpio, listen to the other Scorpios who are evolved who accept no. So what to do? Okay. So what can happen during Mercury retrograde in Scorpio is toxic people from the past can make a reappearance. Repressed stuff from the past can come back up. So this can be emotional stuff. There can be trauma that you're dealing with from the past that comes back up. You can have stalkers come back up. Gotta love them. And also psychological breakthroughs because, of course, if you look at Scorpio, it's the eighth house of the zodiac. So it's all the gutsy stuff in the zodiac is Scorpio. And you've got to admit it, Scorpios are pretty tough people. They're also usually quite sensitive. Like the really evolved ones are really sensitive, amazing people. Some of them are really, really good friends of mine. And, so there's a lot of depth in it. And the eighth house of the zodiac has to do with real estate. It has to do with marriage, has to do with family estate, money. It's sex, death, psychological healing, and growth and transformation. There's all this really big stuff happening in Scorpio. And, of course, here we are in Scorpio season with Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. So Scorpios will be feeling it much more than everyone else. If you've got Scorpio placements as well, there's a lot more to that. I'll actually post later on the Jacquelene Closemore Live Facebook page a post from Marshall in the UK. He's a fabulous young astrologer. He's only 22, this guy, and he's cool. I'm going to post one of his posts about this so that you can actually get more of a handle on it and how it will affect you individually. So also this season is about learning to create better boundaries. So what do you do when someone stalks you? Well, okay, there's the block button. What if they go and create a new identity and a new page to stalk you again? You've got to go to Facebook review and then, sorry, this does not go against our community standards. Well, good luck with you then. That's when you sort of have to look at things like the new laws that have come out. So we'll see a lot more about that, about bullying, issues of bullying, and issues of when people are telling the truth as well. It's like, when do people just shut up? Just, and let the truth be spoken, that sort of thing. So old wounds definitely can come up and be reactivated. Certainly it's a time where secrets can come out. There can be a lot about conspiracy theories. So we've already seen this in the last couple of days in the US with the FBI speaking up. Also, truth coming to light. So that can be definitely every Mercury retrograde you find long-held secrets coming out or issues that haven't been spoken about finally coming up. You can also find endings during a retrograde, Mercury retrograde, because people sort of, that's it for the relationship. It can actually be a good time to end a relationship if you've been wondering and it's been really toxic and it's like, I'm just recognising this in myself. It doesn't have to be, also the thing is as well, when people decide they don't want to be around someone anymore, there doesn't need to be this, angel, demon, me, angel, them, demon. No. How about imperfect people? How about just didn't work out, you aren't speaking, you've moved on. That can be okay. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be fault all the time. We're always looking for fault. And the thing about this whole karma will get them. No. Karma's going to get you now because you've just wished karma on them. So you're just throwing them under the bus. If you actually just say, you know what, there's a line in the sand, walking over here, I'm going to go and do my thing now. Not, and I'm going to let karma get them, because you've now just brought them along the line with you. And you want to create a separation. So if you actually just let go of that and just move forward and do what you need to move forward, and if that does mean process of law, that's okay, but you don't get emotionally invested in, and I'm going to get them with that. And if instead it's about you going, yeah, okay, I'm releasing and letting go, I'm moving forward, they're not going to hold me back anymore. I'm going to do me, and I'm going to do it damn well. That is enough, because the best thing you can do when seeking revenge is actually just to live well. So if you live well, that is revenge enough, because you're just getting on with your thing. And sure, karma probably will come and get them. But don't think that. Don't sit there and go, I want karma to get them, because you've now just gotten into that dark side again. And the thing is to really, when we're talking about I'm a light worker, it's like, okay, but what about your shadow? Guess what? That's in there too. I know you don't like to think of duality, some of you guys, but yeah. And if you don't sort of address that shadow side, it kind of comes and hits you in the backside at some point here. Hello, kitty cat. My cat's just trying to join me. Camera shy. So also hold off in investments. Well, yeah, I'd agree with that one. Think before you speak. Well, I've done a lot of that before speaking today. I'm not sure how it's working out for me, but maybe you can let me know. So, you know, I think the thing is, most of all, when Mercury's retrograde, to sort of talk about avoiding signing contracts, you can't always do that. You sometimes just have to go ahead with it. Sometimes there's a fated aspect of what's going on there. So they sort of say, oh, you know, contract's bad during a Mercury retrograde because it's all going to go pear-shaped. Well, it might, but it might also completely change how you're doing things in your world. It might be an introspection that you actually need to take on board, is the learning you're going to get out of that experience. So sometimes, you know, a contract can start out one way and signed it during a Mercury retrograde. You need to triple check it for sure. I wouldn't sign anything during a Mercury retrograde if I could get away with it. If I couldn't, I had to, I would get myself to read it 3 times. I'd get a legal expert to read it, and then I'd get another second opinion on that opinion. And then, if I had to, I'd sign it. I'd probably have to do that rather quickly, I imagine. But generally, you know, it's going until, I think it's the 13th of November. That's how retrograded I am. I can't even tell you when this thing finishes. Generally, it's about 3 weeks. You know, when that thing ends, I'm going to be kind of relieved. I get the feeling it's around the 4th, but I think it's around the 13th of November you're going to see a relief to that energy overall. You also got the shadow period before and after the retrograde anyway, so I'm going to take that into account there. I might quickly look that up while we're here. Good old Mr. Ephemeris. There it is. So looking up this, and we're in 2020 because, you know, I always skip a number of years. What is this? It's like a weird version of a cookbook, isn't it? So here we go. Woo! Okay. Retrograde. It sort of ends up retrograde in Libra because, you know, that's what it means, is going backwards. Well, it's not that it goes backwards, just other things are moving forward. And Mercury goes, fuck you, I'm not going anywhere right now. So it can all just went on me. Yep, direct on the 4th. The 4th of November. Good old. Yeah, so as I said, it wasn't too bad for having to try to remember that just off the hat. So just when Mercury goes stationary, so that's the day of it going retrograde and the day of it coming off retrograde, that's what it sort of stations. It's sort of like, okay, I'm going to move now. Yeah, I promise. So that's a day to sort of just take it cruisy. If things aren't quite working out for you during a Mercury retrograde and you're having to adapt your plans, try to be flexible. It's not a great time to have a Karen moment with the manager during those moments. Sorry to all the good Karens out there. I know you're out there. And instead to just, you know, cruise along with this and just, kind of relax, yeah, because that's going to help you a lot more. Rather than sort of sitting there and stewing and kind of expecting things of people that just aren't practical. So the more you can do this relaxing during this period is really good. Also, if someone's harassing the bejesus out of you and Jesus even is upset about that, it's probably a good time to, you could talk to Jesus about it, but you could also talk to Vishnu or Kali. Probably not Kali, because we get back to that karma thing and you sort of take in charge of that, which, you know, we're not actually, that's the universe's job, yeah, we leave it to them. We probably just need to meditate, take stock of how you feel, write it down, be honest to that. If you're feeling really awful, it's okay to own that and sit in that for a while. Just don't sort of let it rule you. Don't let it run everything you're doing, yeah? Don't let other people's bad behaviour become what you become, because quite often when people are doing that to you, it's because they can see that you're going ahead in the world and they're still stuck down here, you know, and they want to bring you down into that, yeah? And it's just really important not to give them that. Don't you go folding up your wings so someone else can feel comfortable and feel vindicated and bring you down, because it's kind of not what you're here for. You're here to live your best life. You're here to do things that are helpful to you. So I hope you just keep doing those sorts of things and looking after yourself. So There's going to be more shows on tonight on A1R Radio and Moonstruck TV. I'm going to be on Jacquelene Closemore live on Facebook. I've just momentarily taken down my other page. It'll be coming back up, don't you worry. And also you'll find me on jacqueline.com.au. Yes, I do readings. I'll be doing more of them soon, and I'll be doing them on the live Facebook page that I have in due course. But in the meantime, I'm going to wish you a brilliant week. I'm going to catch you next week, and stay true to you. Keep on shining like a diamond.